Hey guys, Parfax here. Today we have another New World video for you. All right, let's get started. So we are sitting here and we are talking about the New World Open Beta coming on September 9th through the 12th. So if you didn't know, that is when New World is opening up their servers to anybody that wants to play. And if you haven't got a chance to play New World, it is a great time for you to get in there and test it out. Now, I will be streaming it every day. You can look at my description down below and it'll have both my Twitter and my Twitch. I'll be streaming a bunch, not just at my regular scheduled times, because it is Saturday and Sunday, which I typically don't stream. But we will be streaming on those days as well. We'll be doing a lot of stuff, especially when the game comes to launch. We're going to be doing giveaways and a bunch of stuff. So make sure you follow both the Twitch and Twitter because we're going to be doing stuff on both of them. And it's going to be so much fun. So when it comes to the open beta, typically these things go one of a couple different ways. So when we're looking at betas or alphas, they're typically testing one of a couple things. So first and foremost, they will always be testing performance. That is something, especially in the MMO genre, is so hard to actually get correct. And every time there's any type of test, they are always looking at performance. And then also, if it's this close to launch, a lot of them will be looking for marketing stuff. They'll be looking to market their game, looking for people to get hyped for the game, especially in short little doses like we have here. They'll also be looking at balance and feedback on the game. Now, when it comes to New World, I don't think they're actually looking for more of a marketing or feedback on the game. We've had enough marketing and feedback for the game that the game is super hype. And when it comes to feedback, it's a little late for that for New World. We've already had, alphas. We've had closed beta, or we've had closed betas, and now we had another open beta last year. So they've gotten a ton of feedback. So I don't think they'll be looking for any of that. I think they will be mainly looking towards the other two things like performance and balance. Now, when it comes to performance, we'll talk about that first. And the game sometimes struggled when you did large, like 50v50 sieges. And if you had a lot of people doing 1v1 type of dueling areas in certain cities. Now, one of these, which I will talk about here shortly when I talk about what I think New World is going to go, what direction they're going to go with the beta, would be their 50v50 sieges, which would be hard to test in a 4-day test. And it's one thing that really does need test. Now, they can do this on their servers. It only will take 100 people. And basically, you just put a bunch of staves, the life staff and the fire staff, put them in one little area. They can actually do some tests there. You still do need to do tests big, in the actual game, but it is something they can stress test pretty easily. Next is, when it comes to the cities, and that'll be something that can be tested no matter what's going on. There's going to be a bunch of people in the cities. There's going to be a bunch of people dueling, especially towards the end. So I think no matter what direction they go with this beta, they're going to be able to test that. Now, so I mentioned, how I think the beta is going to go, and I mentioned that it could be a couple different ways. So I essentially think they're going to do one of two things. First, we'll talk about what I believe they'll do, and I think this is a typical, very, normal thing to do for almost any MMO, and that is for you to start at level 1 and level up normally. Now, a lot of MMOs, they don't take quite as long to level to get to max level as this game. Like if it was ESO, it wouldn't take very long for somebody to actually get to, at least 50. Champion points are a little bit different, but at least at 50, you can do pretty much most of the content. In New World, it takes a lot longer. No one will hit level 60 in this beta without an exploit, which we're going to talk about exploits here in a minute. So it kind of brings me into what I think they're going to do next. Next, or what they possibly could do instead of the regular, start at level 1, is give everybody higher level characters. Now, what they would essentially do is give you the ability to make your character level 50. And I think this would be something good because then we could test out invasions, which we didn't get a really good chance to test out. There were some invasions, but there weren't enough people to actually test it. We could test things out like city sieges, especially. We could, city siege to our heart's content all day, every day. And we could do a lot with that. And we can test more endgame dungeons, which didn't actually get a ton of testing in the beta. So I hope they go this route, not for my sake, but for the company's sake, because I really think that a lot of those endgame stuff need tested, and they're not going to be able to get tested until the game comes out if they don't do it now. Now that we've talked about a couple different ways they could go, we talked about a little bit of what they're looking for, at least when it comes to what typical MMOs are looking for. I believe they're also looking for any extra exploits. I believe since they have this beta coming out and we're getting it, so close to launch, that they have the exploits that they typically have found or the ones that we've reported. I think they have those fixed. I don't imagine a scenario where they don't at least think they will have them fixed by the actual date, that they would actually still make it go to open beta, because that's really the only thing holding this game back from actually launching, is actually just fixing the exploits. Because you can't have, especially in a player driven economy, you can't have a duping. Even if they ban the person for duping, the price has been paid. As soon as they start duping, as soon as that money starts to go into the economy, as soon as they start taking money out of the economy, depending on what kind of dupe they're doing, if they're creating items, they're just inflating the market, you know. And even if you ban them and ban all the gold they have, it can just be absolutely detrimental to the marketplace. And I think that's one thing that will have to be fixed by this open beta. And I truly believe they actually have it fixed. Next is obviously some of the bugs going on. We'll have to see, stuff like the board, if you can still exploit the board. We'll see if that's going on. We'll see if the Great X has its double hit, which, obviously is an exploit slash bug. So there's a couple things that they're going to have to fix, and we'll have to see. And I imagine we will get a patch note. So hopefully we get it fairly soon. I want to go over it. We'll do a video on it. And we'll see if they've changed anything when it comes to the weapons. Now, I did mention balance as one of the things that an MMO typically looks at. And we have the balance already. We know what the balance is according to the last patch. What they'll be looking for is if they have made changes, what people think of the balance already. Now, I have been putting out polls on my YouTube channel to see where people rate each weapon. You can go on there, and I have 4 or 5 of them up when this video goes live already. And I'm just letting everybody as a community rank the weapons. Now, from what I've seen, it's very much going towards what I had actually put on my tier list that everybody yelled about. We have a couple weapons that are very controversial that I haven't put up there, like the bow and the musket. So we'll see will people rank those. I know where everybody's going to rank the life staff. I haven't put that up there yet. But we will see. So if they do some changes, hopefully they do. I think there's a few weapons that obviously need change. We will, they'll be looking for what we think of the balance on that. Now, for those of you that don't know, they have been very heavy-handed with some of their nerfs on some weapons. So we will see what goes on. But if they do have a patch and they have some balance, they will want to see what our thoughts on their balancing is as well. So that's kind of it. What do you guys think? I hope that you guys are ready for the beta. I know I am. We're going to be streaming it. We're going to be doing content. We're going to be doing a bunch of things. If you're looking for anything New World, slap the subscribe button here on YouTube. Follow me on Twitch. Follow me on Twitter. All that good stuff. Like this video if you like it. Dislike it if you don't. Let me know in the comment section down below what you like, if you're excited. I know I am. If you are looking for the #1 hype man for New World, you got it right here. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.